that much further. Okay. Try this.
Welcome to the Hexagon Exchange. Let's do this again. There was a time when I was good at Ark. When did that change? Guess we want that right there.
to the Hexagon Exchange. Cheers, Survivor.
Actually, that's... start throwing these out. I can see. Good.
Good day, Survivor. Here's what I've got. Thanks, mate.
If anybody's wondering what I'm doing, this is also going to be our kibble farm. So whenever I do it, I like putting my dinos on ramps. So we're going to run the iguanodons up, put dodos up there, probably some Yankees, and then I'm probably going to blow a hole in this wall right here at some point, and we're going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Add in a little door to where we can put our stegos in a box outside too. And naturally everything we may on ignore group whistles and all that jazz. Come on, crap, so I can go. All I gotta do is, this right here is gonna be the incubation chamber, so if I put the Oviraptor in the right spot, its egg buff's gonna hit our breedery as well, which is kind of neat. And then what I like doing is putting refrigerators down right below where you pick up the eggs, that way, or realistically with the way we're doing this one, we'll probably do it with this one. Easy peasy. And all I gotta do, run a ramp, this one down, so I can actually get the dinos up there. And then I'll destroy those ramps once everything's up. Okay, so behavior. If you guys did notice, this is a mill too. Whenever you build your kibble farm, make sure you have a mill. That way it mate boosts all the females. I'm gonna put them. I like iguanodons for this size because they're really easy to maneuver. They're not too big, but they're super easy to tame, especially early game. And we happen to have a bunch of iguanodons right outside of our base. They would go down straight to people. Easy peasy. So whenever it lays the egg, it's going to hit the ramp and it's going to fall straight to the ground. But this one won't be eventually. Actually, let's go back up top and let's put some. What's the word I'm looking for? And actually, you know what? We might. Yeah, we're going to put some frames on this side too. Good for the egg. And you know what? I might. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're gonna put some on this side too. So if I do it right, what we can do is, or you know what? I won't have to. I can just do this. Yeah, hold on a second. Let's hop that. Yeah, if I do this right, with that, I can just do this see how it plays. There we go. And then the smaller dinos can come down here. It's like dodos and stuff like that. Perfect. And then the way I'm doing the incubation room is I like to hide them. So what I do is I run one layer right here, okay? And then what I'm going to do is also over here, there's going to be one layer facing inwards. And then there's going to be a ceiling. And then there's going to be another layer of each one facing inwards. And then you just hide the whole thing and make it look like the wall doesn't exist. And then any egg you drop right here will incubate. And then naturally, they'll get more incubation closer. It's going to be to the limit. So right here is going to have the best installation. But it'll be able to hatch pretty much every egg. We did test Magmasaurs on single player, and you don't actually need that many air conditioners to hatch those. The big thing is breeding them, since they got to be submerged in lava. But we did find out that if their tail's in lava and you have them on a ramp, you can lay the eggs right below the dinosaur outside of lava, which is really easy to do. So life is good that way anyways. But it's a huge egg, so even if it did lay it in the lava, you could easily get it. And the big thing though is going to be getting the Rex eggs. So what we're probably going to end up doing is the Rexes will be lined up on the other side of this wall right here. So we get that size egg for kibble. And we got to get good still Magmasaur eggs so we can get extraordinary kibble too to tame UDs. Or we might even go for Theries for that size egg. Just because they're smaller and they're easier to manage. And I can actually put Theries on ramps too, so if I wanted to, I could go another layer up and make the ramps go down above the Iguanodons, and then I can actually put Theries right above the Iguanodons, which might not be a bad idea. Or we'll put Iguanodons and Theries on that second layer, and we'll put the... If I do that though, I'll have to put the like dodos and turtles instead of dodos and Yankees, which turtles aren't that bad to tame, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. That way I can have everything inside this building and not worry about it. The only thing I would have to worry about is either RGs or Allos or something for medium eggs. Okay, let's throw out another Iguanodon and get her up there. I wish there was an option, like if they would add an option, disable dinosaur teleport, where if we teleported, certain dinos wouldn't get teleported with us. Wildcard, if you're listening, which you're probably not because I don't have enough views, please add that. Oh, what are you doing? Behavior, disable ally looking, let's try that. Yep, This is the new DLC. And this is also official too, so you're not going to see too much extravagant stuff yet. I have a huge tribe, but each one of us has our own base, sorta, so we're slowly trying to get everything done. So basically there are, I'll show you the map. To start with, there are, hold on. There's different biomes, and you can't just walk between the biomes, so you have to teleport. And to teleport, you all you gotta do is go to Helena right here. If you stop moving, and then you just do like biome teleportation. You can teleport to either one, and it'll create a teleportation ring that's about the size of a boss teleporter. And this is a Bloodstalker. They're like Spider-Man. I'll show you how they work. Pretty cool. So they can climb walls like a Rockstrake, or you can swing around with webs like Spider-Man. They're a pain to tame, but once you figure out how to tame them, they're not bad. So you can just swing and go wherever you want. And you can walk on water with them and stuff like that. But this is one of the new dinos they added, and then they added the Magmasaur, which are, you have to go steal their eggs like you would steal like a Rockdrake's egg, but they shoot shrapnel out. They're like, they shoot sort of like a giant ball. Yep, just like the Mantis. The only difference is these ones have utilities that are a lot better than Mantis, so you can put their weight a little bit higher. They actually do a good bit of damage. Currently there's no flying on the servers. They have it disabled temporarily. At least we think it's temporarily. I hope so, because there are RGs on this map that are beautiful. We can tame them, but we can't fly on them yet. And then there's a couple other things they had, but there's a rework to a lot of the dinosaur skins. Then there's the X dinosaurs, so like, I'd show you my Anki, but then it's going to screw up my timer. Hold on, let me go outside, I'll show you an X Anki. He's like right here. He's been stuck for a while. Nope, you do not start out with tech. You can just teleport with Helena to get to the different biomes, but you can take stuff with you. Yeah, so there's a 145X Anki right here, which I should tame it, actually. Yeah, these are the Volcanic X variant. That's the X variant of the Volcano, and the Rexes and the Allos look like that as well. And then there's the reworked Basilosauruses, and there's a lot of them on the map. Yeah, they're awesome. They really are. And then there's a cold variant too that it doesn't look as cool as the lava ones, but they do look kind of nice. But as you can tell, like, I'm still building up. I just got the greenhouse built. Like, the hardest thing right now to get is cementing paste. But I got a Megatherium, and then I went into the volcano just to start farming chitin, because there's no beavers on the map, so you can't just go out and grab cementing paste like I'm so used to. I've been pampered too much playing on Belgera. Got a lot of work to do, but it's a fun map. Like, there's so much cool stuff to do. And like, to do the boss fight, you don't have to go around and collect artifacts anymore. You gotta go do quests they added in the game, like so many of each difficulty. And that's actually how you get hexagons. Like, this whole base, I built this by hand without actually mining or cutting down a tree or anything with the new system. So Helena, she has, let me get into her. Hold on a second. You can exchange hexagons.
Good day, Survivor. Here's what I've got.
I don't like watching people that spawn stuff in. There's a couple streamers that are doing what I'm doing. I recommend watching them because you can actually see what they're doing exactly with no time delays. And I don't do any editing on my videos. What you see is going to be raw footage. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm just too lazy to edit nowadays as I'm getting older. But like I was saying, you can do the quest, get hexagons, and you can trade them in for stuff. So like right here, I can... 65 hexagons will give me 100 stone, which,
Come again soon.
if you're new, like brand spanking new, you don't know how to farm hexagons, that seems like a lot, but I can farm about 60,000 hexagons an hour. So like everything you see was built without dinosaurs, and we slowly started building up and doing other things, and then I was the first person on this official server to start getting Bloodstalkers, and I got really lucky. I found a couple 150s and 135 pluses. This is just plain Jane PvE official. And it was kind of cool though, because as soon as I started getting Bloodstalkers, I was trading like level 30 Bloodstalkers for like 150 Yankees and stuff, which is kind of nice. So it really put me ahead once I started. Now wait 160 seconds. No, they're always in the same location. They don't move. And so, like, if you go to... Hold on, let me jump down. If I hit circle, this will pull up all the missions inside of my area. So, like, there's Gamma, Beta, and Alpha of each mission. Some of them, though, depending on if you're on a PC or if you're on a PS4 or whatever, or even Xbox, their times are different between PC and console, and some of them right now are impossible to do. So like this Gotta Go Fast on this Doedicurus, it's impossible to do. We've tried it, and they just don't give you enough time yet to complete this mission. And all it is you roll around and you go through rings like Sonic the Hedgehog, and you just got to complete it in time. And on the PC, it's polar opposite. So the Gotta Go Fast is doable on PC with plenty of time left. However, the Wave Runner minigame, it's like Wave Runner 64 for the N64, but it's called Wave Ray 64. You're on a manta ray. That one's impossible on the PC, but it's more than doable on the consoles. No, they're on the actual map. So on the map, there's non-buildable zones. So like, on this side of the volcano, there are no non-buildable zones because there's no quests over here, but on the other side of that big volcano, there's giant areas where you actually can't build, and if you try to build something, a giant pink box will appear, and I'm like, you cannot build inside this box, and they're huge. So they made it to where the quests spawn at, you can't actually build in those spots. But there were a lot of whiny people complaining about not being able to build in certain locations that had resources and stuff and that kind of jazz. So they did make new servers that do not have any of the quests, and they give you the ability to fly and do all the stuff you normally would do without the quest system or the trading in for hexagons. But those people, I think, are going to soon realize that it's a lot nicer having the hexagons than not having, because within an hour and a half of the DLC dropping on official, hold on, let me turn on my gamma so people can actually see. Within an hour and a half of the legs, of the servers dropping, we already had this base built, which is kind of nice. And we also have a base in the snow biome and the bog and the ocean. So the ocean's cool because there's giant underwater breathable cubes that you can build in. But some of the quests you can actually compete with other players, like the races. You can compete with up to 5 players, and you only get rewards if you win. But it's something new that they added that I actually do really like. Just for the fact that Ark was getting really repetitive for the longest time. Even from a PvP standpoint, it was getting repetitive. And we weren't 100% sure what they were going to add. But they added some really cool stuff. Like they added the Bloodstalker, they added the Feryx, which is on my shoulder right now. So these little guys, well, let me see if I can get them off my shoulder. These little guys, they are element junkies, so they constantly just dig up element and stuff, but if you give them a piece of raw element, I wonder why I'm so heavy. They transform and they get crazy good stats. Like this guy is, this is a low level one because I can't seem to find the 150 I tamed. Somebody teleported it and it's lost in the nether, but I'll find it eventually. So it has 336 health. Once I transform it, I can ride around on it, and actually this one has like 6,700 health or something like that. Yep, it has 6 arms, or 4 arms, sorry. And it's pretty. Well, actually, doesn't have 4 arms. I've actually never looked. I think it has 4. Yeah, it has 4 arms and then 2 legs. So yeah, 6 total. But they're really cool because, like I said, you can once you transform them, you can get them addicted to element, and the longer you use them in a day, the stronger they get over time because their addiction level goes up, which is freaking awesome. But they're what we use as the Magmasaur eggs right now. I haven't tried it on the Bloodstalker yet, but I was emailing one of my buddies who makes videos, and he told me that he tried it on both on single player, and it seems to be easier to do on the barracks because they can also climb like a rock drake. They're a little bit slower, but the Bloodstalker thing I'm on, they're actually really, inside the cave, they're really difficult to control. Because if you're out in the open like this, swing around like Spider-Man is fairly easy. You just gotta be really good at jumping around and making sure you're hitting everything you want to hit these trees and that kind of stuff. Oh, there's a rock slide. But there are resources everywhere, and then I'll actually show you the element too, so you can actually just farm element shards. Let me go up one more layer, that's what I got. And you get a lot of them. But since we can't fly on our servers, these are the best way to get around that we found so far. But we can tame, like I said, we can tame RGs, we just can't actually do anything with them. Yet, in time, I hope. And then they added these too. So these are the trikes. Those are kind of pretty. They did not add a doed though, which I was kind of sad about. Somebody's building down here. They don't take a bullet back. Oh, it's a great way of transportation, and like I love them personally. Like they're very, very useful, and they can do really cool stuff. So like, let me make sure there's no basilisks around before I hop off. But these little red crystals are element. Give me a second. And like, if you want to steal Magmasaur eggs, down inside that volcano right there is where you steal them out. Okay, I don't see anything. Yeah, I'll show you. Watch this. And you get a lot too, and this isn't even a good anti. I think griffins are like the easiest thing to fly with in the game, that full mobility. Yeah, but watch this. Oh, that's a tree. Hold on. Round 2. Yeah, element shards. And you just farm element shards. And we decided to start without any tech engrams, so we wanted to start fresh. So we've just been stockpiling element shards because we can't even use them yet. Like I have a replicator that they added to where we can actually, so that we can actually build stuff. They made it where you can get replicators out of 2 or 3 loot crates. So we got a couple replicators for all the bases real fast because they were basically given to us, no point in saying no to a free replicator. But I can't even open it yet on this character. Oh yeah, it's a lot easier because Extinction you had to go around and you had to hit light posts, which was easy, don't get me wrong. But if you think about the amount of weight those cost compared to element shards, it's ridiculous. Like I've already got 218 element shards, and that's a shard that weighs like nothing, and you can indefinitely farm them. You just gotta let them keep respawning. Which I actually need to come up here and pillar all this, because there's always that guy unofficial that wants to build right next to a resource. And block caves and stuff like that. And this is how I get into the Magmasaur cave. This is all, down in that cave is also where I farm chitin. It's the only good place to take a Megatherium on the land to get chitin. Something we found so far. Because the bog exists, but the bog is so dangerous, and most of the bugs there don't actually give you chitin, which is just dumb. And there's just Capros and Bloodstalkers everywhere, and they both want to just suck you in and kill you. starting out on this map is a lot harder than Extinction was, though, especially if you don't know how the new system works. To get around is actually not difficult. Once you figure out which spawns are easy, life's good. So like, our snow base is built right at the northwest teleporter. So if we teleport to the snow base, it always goes to the same exact spot, like right on the same spot. It doesn't like move you around like other spawns do, like on the other maps. Like say like you're on the island, you spawn at like West 3. There's a huge area that you might end up going to. On this map, if you go to the teleport menu and you spawn at, say, west on the map, it's always going to put you right on the same spot. So if you spawn at like Lava North, that's the one we found is fairly safe and is close to our base. If you spawn at Northwest, that takes you right to our one base. It's all about where you build and what's pillared and what's not. So it's one of those things like get started early and make friends, because you never know whenever you're going to need to like walk through somebody's base. And the server we're on, we're doing very well at making sure people aren't blocking paths since we can't fly, and people are working really well together to just keep the server healthy that way. Make sure there's no more rocks around before I go away. I don't want anyone to help me. Yeah, you can cryo everything, or you can take creatures with you. Because, hold on. Whenever you teleport, it makes this giant ring that's about the size of a boss teleport ring. Anything standing inside that circle will teleport with you. The downfall with that is if you have some moron that is in your tribe and decides to teleport and doesn't leave your base, it'll take everything with it that's nearby, which we've had happen a couple times, and every time we're like, you gotta be kidding me, we gotta go get it. Like, one of my tribe mates teleported a bunch of our stuff to the moon, which is like the most dangerous place to go. I don't, on PvP, you might be able to teleport enemy players. I can't give you an answer on that because we decided to play PvE this expansion. But I know you can teleport allied players, not their mount, you can teleport allied players. And then again, it might be their mount, but I know for sure it's players. But there's a bug right now where even on PvE, you can kill people. So what you can do is you can use the Ferox whenever it's big, and you can do the belly slam. And you can go up to like an allied player, and you can throw around an allied player with that, and you can end up killing your allies and enemies whatever, which is kind of cool, because you don't actually do damage to them, you just send them flying and they fall to death. But that Ferox hits crazy hard, so imagine something that's super small can maneuver caves that hits as hard as a T-Rex does, if not harder. Not in PvE. I don't know about PvP though. If you could do it in PvE, that would probably be a good way to troll people, and it probably, I'm not gonna lie to you, it would be what I'd be doing all day. But I can't, because there's some of these tribes on official servers that just, it's like they try to irritate people, especially the ones that pillar in other tribes and stuff like that. Luckily for me, I have the largest tribe on the server. It's not the strongest right now, but it's definitely larger. There's 15 of us in the tribe, and we do a really good job at getting people to move pillars if they need to, and basically just stop people from being a dick. That's the easiest way to word it, at least politely. I'm probably going to have to edit that out so YouTube doesn't yell at me. Yeah, so like right now, this thing doesn't have a lot of weight, but as you can see, I can fit with it where it's at right now. That's 850 raw metal in it. It's still moving around fairly fast, and these are easy to get early game. Like, to tame these things, all you gotta do is use blood extraction tools and stockpile a bunch of blood. And these things will suck you up into the tree, and they will eat the blood out of your inventory, and they only take a few seconds to tame. Like my 150, I think it took a grand total of 14 seconds to tame the stupid thing. It takes more time to get, oh, there's a basilisk. It takes more time to get the blood than it does to actually tame them. I spent 6 hours just getting blood. We got up to like 3,000 something blood, and then we went out and started taming a bunch of these. Yeah, I think they learn from their mistakes with that one, even though the Ferox is still able to do something similar. But yeah, they're all tameable. So the Basilisk, the Basilisk that's here, it is a fire variant, just like the Anki and stuff. It's not as cool looking, but it is a fire variant. And you can tame them with Magmasaur eggs. And there are Karkanos, Roll Rats, and stuff like that up on the moon. There's Tech Rexes, Tech Trikes, like actual Tech Trikes. There's actual Tech Gigas now. There's giant sea turtles that are buildable on their backs, and they give you oxygen. Which are cool. They're a pain to tame though. What else do we? Oh, I need to actually go up top so I can smell this metal. And then there is, oh, there's a bunch of stuff. Oh, I'm gonna break it. There we go. Ray Waver and Rock Drakes, no. Those don't exist. Managarmers, no. You can get really good Managarmer blueprints and stuff here, though. But you can't actually... what am I doing? Over here, don't I? Can't actually get them yet, which is a shame. No, I'll show you something cool here if I can. I'll show you what I mean by you can just spawn in resources really, really quickly. So if I go to Helena, where you at? And every so often you can say hello to her, she gives you free hexagons.
Good day, Survivor. Here's what I've got.
So I need some wood. Oh, I
Thanks,
just
mate.
got 400 wood. And you can just do whatever with it. So what you can do is you can go to like the ocean. I made one of my videos actually, it's one of my streams. It's the shortest one on my channel right now for Genesis. It's like 15 minutes long. It explains all the hexagons and everything you need to know on that end. And it shows you exactly where to farm it too, which I actually regret putting up the video because I got like 300 views immediately and some of those people were on my server. So the way I was farming hexagons, people on my server saw it. They're like, Barry, I saw your video. I'm about to ruin your day. And they went over there and started farming too. But it is what it is. At least I'm helping somebody. Let's get my dung beetle back to work. You go there for now. But I've been playing on primitive. That's where my tribe came from. I have two famous over here, but really not that famous. It just I haven't streamed realistically since Scorched Earth, and I used to do a lot of editing, a lot of guides and stuff like that. But I'm getting older. I have kids now. My son wanted me to start making videos again, so I'm okay, we'll make some videos, buddy. But we're gonna do it right. We're just gonna stream. We're not gonna make any legitimate guides or anything like that. It's just gonna be people can see how we're playing and what we're doing, and I want people to take what we're doing and just improve on it because we're good at the game. We're in no way experts, but we're gonna do everything 100% unofficial so that people know that we're not spawning stuff in, we're not cheating. And we're going to do full-length streams. If it's a 6-hour stream for one thing we want to do, it's going to be a 6-hour stream. And I encourage people to watch. I'll try to get timestamps in, but for the most part, we're just going to have fun and play. I don't care about my likes. I don't care about the comments. I don't care about how many subscribers I get. As long as we're actually teaching people how to do stuff, I'm happy. Because I love this expansion regardless of what the reviews it's getting right now, but it is getting bad reviews. But I really like what they did, and I want people to like it as much as I do. But I need to go knock out 2 more iguanodons. And I should probably start saving eggs so I can go get another one. I think, do you know what I'm gonna do? I should probably, before I forget, I should go start getting dodos. I'm gonna go do that. Take a break from what I'm doing. No, there's plenty of spots to build. There's a lot of missions, but what they did is, for the most part, they clustered the missions. That way, whenever you're doing a mission, you don't have to worry about rendering in somebody's freaking massive structure. Because you know those people that build these huge structures that they barely use because they treat Ark like Minecraft. You won't have to worry about that because their missions are laggy enough as it is. They made it to where it's a lot easier to do what you need to do without worrying about the extra lag that's implemented. My son's gonna watch this. Ryan, if you're listening down the road, I'm eating your Valentine's Day candy. Don't get mad. One of the perks of being a dad. But I need to go tame some dodos, so I will actually show you how the teleporting system works. Actually, you know what? I should probably not use those. Because I don't have any left. Where's my crossbow at? It's missing. Or am I blind? No, it's not enough. I'm gonna put it in here. And then with the quest, if you notice, I have a bunch of pistols. I got those from the quest. Flippers got those from a quest. Right, with the helmets and everything. You just get them from quest. Whatever. I need to find my crossbow. Maybe it's downstairs. Come on. That was me. I put it in. There it is. Perfect. Get some dodos for the kibble farm. This is exciting, huh? Got a video of somebody cranking out dodos. Here. And let's grab some more cryopods. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have another cryopod? Yeah, this is technically the hardest spot in the game, but the bog's the easiest whenever it comes to getting started if you can deal with all the Capros and Sarcos and the swarms that they added. Like they added these bug swarms that what they do, and it's a pain, but what the bug swarms do, let's put you in here so you actually teleport. They will just chase you to the end of the earth unless you kill them, but they're actually fairly irritating to kill. Volcanoes erupting. Unless you stand in water. So like right here, my feet are in water, they won't attack you if you do that. But if you're not standing in water, you're constantly just being harassed by bugs. That bang was the volcano. So like down in the volcano, if you're in there whenever it erupts, it'll kill you. It won't kill your tanks, but it'll kill you instantly. But they give you a good amount of time to actually do it. But every time that volcano erupts, it resets all of the nests and stuff, and it resets everything. But it literally fills up with lava. So what it does, it'll erupt, then right after the eruption, if you go in there, there will be lava, and then it'll slowly go down over time. And it gives you time to get eggs, which is kind of cool. Okay. So biome teleportation. Let's go to the ocean biome. Let's go to west. Let's go to
Coordinates
the
locked.
ocean.
Time to teleport.
But as you can see, the ring for teleporting is really big. That's why I come the whole way out here every time I teleport. I don't get anywhere near my base.
Here we go. Here we are, right on target.
Oh yeah, it's actually in the volcano, and it is because the magma sores, they shoot these giant rocks at you that whenever the rocks hit a target or get near you, they actually explode, and they do a lot of damage. Like, a needless amount of damage. It's kind of disgusting. So in the ocean biome, there's not a lot of people that actually, most of these spots are near quests, so you can't actually build on most of these rocky formations. But I'll go up to the top of this thing so you can actually, if it climbs, come on. Come on, climb, buddy. Stop being dumb. Hold on a second. This is Ark for you. There we go. What's cool is like these things, if you notice. So there's an Archaeopteryx right there. I can track. It's sort of like a tech tracking. That's what these things give you. But what I can do is see I'm targeted on them. I hit R2. I bring it in, and I don't have to touch anything, and he'll just eat them. That thing can never get away as long as I have stamina. No. So in the ocean biome, as long as you're in the ocean biome, you have reduced oxygen drain and increased movement based off of what your oxygen level is, which is kind of cool. But you can build these, like down there, if you see somebody built a platform, you can build those. And there's plenty of resources, like you can get gems, element, and everything else down here. There's certain quests that make it where you can fight like mini bosses and stuff. Okay, so there's nothing here, so let's... And these things can swim too, which is cool. Not very fast, but well, it's decently fast. But they can get stunned. There's no jellyfish, at least what we've noticed so far on official. Yeah, there is land like the ones I was on, but some of the land is not buildable. But the trick to it is get a Bloodstalker as fast as possible. So like here's the giant turtle right here, and you can build on their backs. It's not rendering in right, but you can build on the backs of those. But they're a pain to tame. But if you get a Bloodstalker, you can actually get to the top of these things fairly easily until they open up flying. Because eventually flying will be opened up, and once that happens, life will get easier. But if you look down there, my base is actually, if you look down to my right, that's an underwater breathable tech thing, and you can build in it. And mine's down there, and it's full of oil and metal, which is kind of nice. Maybe. They're pretty cool though, and they hit like trucks. I don't see any dodos. But basically, this is the first part of the DLC, and what it's doing. The whole purpose of the DLC is to test the survivors to get them ready for quote-unquote the arrival, is what we've gathered. And if you've watched the spoiler of Syntac doing the boss fight like he always does, a lot of us thought that we were going to be fighting Rockwell again. Well, we're going to be fighting Rockwell again in the next expansion, from what we've gathered. Bistro. Big thing in the sky. Oh, the halo ring? Or that thing? Okay, I won't give you any spoilers then. Yeah, it's like a giant halo ring. We don't know what that is. We think that might be the lunar biome. Hey, a dodo. 3 dodos, look at that. I think a female. One. The other two. You're a male. Are you? Oh, I killed it. You suck. What are you? You're a 140. I don't want you. Yep, you can play in space, and that's where the tech gig is, and all the tech stuff's up there. Where'd that level 20 go? Wish it was 2 times taming. That'd make my life easier. So if you jump on the moon, you jump for long periods of time. So you can jump super high and get away from stuff, which is kind of cool. But if you get hit by, like, say, a Rex, its knockback will send you flying off of the biome, and you'll disintegrate into the sun, which is kind of cool too. You can breathe there, but if you stand in direct sunlight, you will die. It's it's like hardcore radiation. So you gotta stay in the shade. But you can counteract it with hazmat suits and stuff for a certain amount. But if you go up there, there's a lot of resources, like lots of element, but there's also these rocks that you mine. And those rocks give you the food that the magmasaurs eat. No, not really. So there's no real endgame biome. Because you can start on any of them and really get started. But like even right now, I don't have a full hazmat suit. I can go to the moon and I can survive up there perfectly fine. As long as I take like Lazarus Shrouder and stuff, I won't die. There's a couple people on this server that already have Karkanos and stuff. And that's where you get those at. All the aberrant dinosaurs that are on the map are up on the moon inside caves. Yep, you can build on the moon. I already have a couple beds set up over there. Okay. One dodo dead. I almost killed that one. So note to self, don't shoot him in the head anymore. There's any more dodos other than that 140 up here. Okay. You can build anywhere, even in the sunlight. And as far as I know, the sunlight does not destroy structures like it does in Aberration. However, it will kill you even if you're inside of a structure. But I can't give you a definite on that. I would have to test it myself. Because where I built as of now, nothing's really hurt me, and I haven't had to worry about the sun in my spot. Where are you? Oh, you're a monkey. But like if you can manage, like in this ocean biome, if you can manage to get built up here, it's perfectly flat and you don't have to really worry about gates or anything like that because nothing's going to kill your dinosaurs. I wish there was a way I can like latch on while I'm on the side of a cliff, but as far as I know you can't do that. I haven't figured it out yet, at least not on the PS4. The controls are a pain. There's actually a good bit of surface up there, but all you have to do is stand in the shade or go into a cave. But it could be different times of the day that it happens. I don't go up there very often because I haven't had a reason to. Anything is this? That's ours? No, that's Daisy. This must be where they started at before they moved over to the other map. That was fun. Yep. Well, they're aberrant caves. They're not exactly safe, but it's like I said, it's where all the aberrant dinos spawn. You just got some rare flowers and came a bunch of Lystros. I think they're the same size egg as a dodo. And there's a glitch right here, but I don't see it. Unless I already got this one. Okay, I don't think there's any dodos on this one. Nope. No, most of the moon is actually on the surface. There's just caves all over it to where you can go inside to get the aberrant dino. Like whenever you spawn up there, you're gonna spawn on the surface somewhere, and then you can just go find the caves. But the moon is actually very big. It doesn't look big, but there's a lot of space up there. I think this is our island. We've tried mates to live on one of these. I'm assuming this is it because it's based off its location. Yep, this is ours. You can just stand in the shade. Like if you stand behind a rock, you can avoid the sunlight. I don't know if that's potential or not, but that's what we've been doing. But it's really not bad up there. If you like just spawn up there randomly, yeah, it's gonna be bad. But once you figure out what's going on up there, you're like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. You know what to avoid, where to avoid it, where the radiation spots are. There's a dodo. Yeah, I can show you one of the missions. I'll do the wave ray, but I'm close to it. Let me see what level this dodo is. If I can find it. I hear it. Let's hop back on him. Where you at, dodo? You're a female, you'll do. Yeah, it leaches onto your spine. So what it does is like these parts right here, those tentacle things will literally go into your spine, and then that's how you control it. So basically, whenever they added the spider, I don't know if you've ever seen Attack on Titan. Do you know how they can move around with those like backpack things? That's what they based it off of. No, you don't take any damage from it unless if your Bloodstalker gets low on health, it'll start sucking your blood and taking your life. That's the only way you'll take damage. Oh, where did I put that dodo? As you see, there are color variants to the dodos and stuff. So like anything that has a Genesis coloration, it's going to be the same as like an aberrant dino. So not a lot of people know that aberrant dinos, they have lower health but higher damage than their normal like vanilla counterparts. Genesis is the same way. Whenever you tame something, it's going to have lower health naturally, but it's going to have higher damage. And that it includes VTech Gigas and whatnot. I agree 100%. Like I said, Ark was starting to get boring. It was just reworks and reskins, and they really did a good job with this one, in my opinion. Like I said, though, there are a lot of people that aren't happy with this one, but I think they did a wonderful job. But look at this dodo. Look how beautiful he is. Can't complain about that. Yep. And then there are variants to a lot of really cool dinosaurs, like the Yudi has a beautiful variant. Argentavises have an amazing snow variant. Paracerethiums, they look amazing. They made them look like giraffes. So they're like a spotted like a giraffe in a more futuristic, like elementy kind of way. The Basilosauruses are beautiful. I might show you one of those. You might see one while I'm doing wave raid. It'll be underneath the water. Yeah, they have the same special. It's same as aberration, so they're less health, more damage. And as far as I know, they don't glow in the dark. Only the aberrant-looking ones do. So like the megalodons. Well, they're called X dinosaurs. Anything that has X in their name has the variation. So Basilosauruses, saber-toothed salmons, megalodons, and there was another one. What else has the glowiness? And then naturally just the aberrant dinos up here, but there is another one in the ocean. Oh, Dunks. Dunkleosteus got a really cool rework too, I like. Yep, this one isn't an X dodo, but even the stuff that isn't X, some of them got reworks on color. I think they did it that way just to set everything on Genesis apart from the other ones. Yep, very similar to the Easter event colors. Except for the X variants. The X variants, they are gorgeous. Even the saber-tooth got a really nice X variant. bet whenever you logged on today, decided to find somebody who was like a video, you didn't expect to see somebody taming a dodo. Yeah, the only place basilisks spawn at that I've seen it. There might be basilisks on the moon, but I haven't seen any. Or at the lava area. And they are red. Well, they're black with like red trim and stuff like that. Yep, you can tame them with magma eggs. It's gonna be the same as using like a wyvern egg. Or sorry, a rock drake egg. Oh no, I used to be, but what we did before the expansion drop, we made a deal and we merged 3 tribes together. And we have a super tribe over here. Good folks though. There's no drama and everybody works together. But right now, a lot of stuff I do, I am doing it solo. We're all parents and we have jobs. And the tribe's actually not at full strength yet because we haven't invited our kids to it yet. Okay, so you wanted to see a quest, so I need to go that way. Looking for you, looks like nobody's doing this quest right now, which is good. I mean, I still knock this out fairly efficiently. Okay, so this is a quest for an alpha difficulty. And with this one on alpha, like I had a guide just on this one because this is how I farm my hexagons with this one. If you make one mistake on this race, you won't complete it on time. You got to restart it. And if you don't complete it, you don't get anything. And the lag is terrible on consoles with this specific one. And you'll see that once you see me get started. But it's like Wave Runner 64. That's basically what this is. You can't build on mission areas within the cube. That platform thing is far enough outside that the cube doesn't hurt. Most of these things you see here are boats. Oh, there's lag. That's how lag gets you right there. Rubber band and things don't go your way. I might still complete this on time though. I'm only 2 seconds behind. As long as I don't make any more mistakes, my jump up here goes smoothly. We'll complete it. Basically, the after I get over this jump, you want to get to that ring at about 38 seconds. If you can get at 38 seconds, it'll be close. Look at that, right at 38 seconds. Like you see, there's no room for error, but this is alpha difficulty. It's supposed to be hard. Like to summon the bosses, all you gotta do is do a bunch of these quests, and once you do so many quests, you can just summon the bosses with Helena. You don't have to go somewhere special. You can start the boss right there. There we go.
Do we get a victory lap?
And that's the quest, and as you see, I got a bunch of goodies from it.
Survivor.
So I got riot helmets, some pre-made saddles, which I don't need, and I don't have a grinder yet, so I'm not having to keep them. That's my chest. No, as soon as you get off the course, it'll tell you you're out of the mission area, and then it'll teleport you back. Yep, and you can get some really good stuff. So each mission will always give you the same stuff, same basic stuff. So if you do all the missions, eventually you'll get a full hazard suit, or you'll get a full riot suit, or a full flak suit, depending what it is. Yeah, but these things right here, these are just boats. But underneath this mission area, if you look down, there's one of those buildable things way down there. Oh, the dolphin. That was the other thing that got the a rework, the variant for colors. The dolphins look kind of cool. Oh, I hear a dodo. Is it up here? Oh, you're a Mel. I do need a Mel though. Yep, all the ramps will just disappear as soon as everything's said and done. And last dodo ate all my berries. But there's plenty of resources and stuff up here, but the thing about the ocean biome, so whenever you start, you're always going to spawn at one of these islands. There's no rocks to pick up, so you can't make a pickaxe to get started. And it's funny how they did that, but it is what it is. Where is the dodo? I like the idea though. It forces you to go do at least one quest to go find a glitch just to get rocks to get started. We'll get some more berries on here. So the good news, I only need to find 2 more female dodos for my kibble farm after this one teams up. Then I might go over to the winter area and tame some argies for medium-sized eggs. You know, getting them up on the ramps is gonna suck. Maybe I'll have to do aloes. I don't really want to, they're kind of big. Okay, there's enough in there for the tame. Yeah, we have multiple. We have that one island that 5 of our tribe mates live on, the one tribe we merged with, and then I live inside of an underwater breathable area that's full of metal and oil, and that's buildable. So I didn't have to build any behemoth gates or anything because there's like these tech walls that I can get in and out of it. So, but I don't do much over here. I just come over here to get silica pearls. Where the dodos at. Thank God for the bush. Yeah, there are these giant tech cube looking things that are all throughout the ocean. They're down at the bottom, and you can just walk into them through these like sort of like tech walls that are on the side of them, and nothing can get through the top of them, but you can see out of it, and you can build inside of them, and you can breathe. You know what? I'm going to eat these. Yep, exactly. And there's one of them has a bunch of red, blue, and green gems in it, and metal and stuff. It's the best one, but it's at the very, very bottom. And I didn't like that one because the one I chose is the one closest to the surface, so I can actually build on the top of it too. And I can, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, I'm losing my mind. I can build a platform, like basically put stilts on the top of it and land my birds down the road. It can be. It really just depends on your personal preference. It's a 90, but whatever. It's a female. Come on. But realistically, if you're going to be breeding up a lot of dinos, I always recommend cryopods anyways. I personally just have the underwater one because, like I said, I don't spend a lot of time out here. I like the ocean, I really do, but I don't like it enough to main out here. That's why I use Volcano, because for me, I'm thinking endgame. Even though everything's new, I would rather build in the volcano because that's where I'm going to be spending most of my time. Because I'll be breeding up magmasaurs, and to breed magmasaurs, the female has to be standing in lava.
Let's do this again.
Off the dodo again. Oh, I didn't bring enough cryopods, did I? Yeah, I'm not gonna have another cryopod for him. Hopefully he teleports with me when I go back. But what I do like about what they did, even though like it forces you to realistically use all of the biomes, because the only place to get silica pearls on this map is these giant clams that are underneath the water. So you have to come out here to get those, so it's good to get started somewhere. Probably get a basket. Yep, magmasaurs are breedable. So are bloodstalkers too. Like these are breedable as well. But whenever you breed the magmasaurs, they only eat one thing, which is what's on the moon. And they can destroy stone very efficiently. Like I had a wild level 55, which the wild ones are stronger than tame ones. But it shot a mortar at me, and it destroyed 2 of my behemoth gates in one shot. And I had to repair those. But even whenever it comes to being overpowered aside, there's tech gigas now too. So now you can go find a 180 tech giga if you wanted to. So you're going to see a lot more giga lines appearing. And now there's tech trikes too, which are going to make soaking a lot easier on the PvP servers. But manas were broken in a really weird way. No. So once you tame a magmasaur, they will eat meat perfectly fine. But whenever, or it might be rocks, I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's meat. But whenever you're breeding them, the babies only eat that one thing. So whenever you're breeding them, you have to do it on Genesis. You can't breed them anywhere else. Like if the Manic Armors and stuff, you can go breed those elsewhere. They don't have to be on extinction. But the magmasaurs are super slow. So manas, they were overpowered in their way. Magmasaurs are overpowered in a different way. They're actually really easy to kill because of how slow they are. Yes, they can shoot mortars and stuff like that, but they are just big, awkward tanks. Yeah. The only difference is you can actually breed a male and female magmasaur. Even though I think they should make it to where we can breed rock drakes and wyverns on PvE servers. I understand why you can't do it on PvP servers, but I think on PvE servers we should be able to breed the stupid things. In manas, I don't think they should have been nerfed. Yeah, they're just like the rock golem kind of slow. And there's actually a new rock golem here. It looks all lavy and stuff. It has the same variations. They're over in the volcano. And then the Scorched, and the Valguero one, the snowy looking one, that exists here too. They're on the far east side of the snow in the blizzard zone that's non-buildable. It doesn't look like the Ragnarok mini-boss. These are just regular plain Jane golems with a lava-style skin on them. But they are tameable, from what we can tell. The only downfall is they spawn in areas that are not buildable, so you're going to have to lure them out. Like that cave I showed you whenever I was out getting metal. They spawn down in that cave. And they're pretty cool looking. Yeah, they do. They really do. I run into one once in a while whenever I'm out there with my Megatherium. But whenever you're talking about, like, it doesn't look efficient to build out here, for me, whenever you're building up a good tribe, a super tribe, realistically, you don't need a giant plot of land, you don't need a giant yard or anything like that, because cryopods exist for a reason. They were added for a reason. To help reduce the lag on the servers, both on the consoles and the PC. If more people use those and stop trying to put so much stuff in their yard to make themselves look cool, it would make the game a better place. So, like, if more people build smaller, like I'm doing with my little bases, yeah, we have a lot of bases, but they're super small bases that don't generate a lot of lag, and then just enough room to breed. you don't have to have all your dinos floating about. You can just leave them in cryopods. And now with the teleporting thing, it's forcing me to put my stuff in cryopods because I don't want one of my tribe mates to accidentally teleport my dinos to the moon or something. So I've just, every time I log off, I've been throwing everything in cryopods. And getting cryopods is super easy. Like, I can buy one off of Helena for 500
Welcome
hexagons,
to the Hexagon Exchange.
which isn't that bad. But then, if you're smart, you're going to save up for these too. Like this tier 3 loot crate, you're going to get tech blueprints from that.
Nothing looks good.
And you get a whole tech suit out of there. Not pre-made, but you can get blueprints. I need to find like another low-level dodo, that made me happy. Yeah, cryopods makes it where I don't have to feed stuff as often. It gives me longer on me not being able to log on because I'm a dad. There's things I need to do. I need to go to work. I need to do stuff. And if I have like a business trip or something, guess what? I'm gonna have to go away for a couple days. So I don't want to have to worry about my dinos despawning or starving to death. Especially like things like otters. Like otters are super useful. Not so much on this map. They're probably useful in the snow area. But the only place to get them is down inside the frozen lake. You got to swim underneath the ice to go get them, which is a pain. But there's no artifacts here, so I have no reason to go tame otters. Because I always have my my little guy on my shoulder anyways, because he gives me element dust just by being around. Yeah, but on this map, that's not really an issue, because if I go up to the volcano, I can just go pick up a needless amount of black pearls inside that cave. Like every time I go up there, just by picking them up by hand on the weekends, I can easily, from one run, get like 800 black pearls. You know, it takes 45 minutes to respawn. Nobody's really doing it right now. Yep, they do insulate, but so does the Ferox. Not as well as the Otter, but I would rather have the Ferox giving me element on my shoulder. Like I said, I love Otters, just this particular map, I'm not finding them as useful as I normally find them. They do have a, they're X-Otters here, so they do have the variant. No. They are cute, I agree, but the woman that's building over in the snow area, I'm sure once I complete that with otters, which I haven't done yet, she will end up taming a bunch of them and breeding them for everybody anyways. Oh, come on. Oh, here's my last dodo. I'm beating myself up a little bit though. I wish I would have started working on the incubation room so I can breed up these bloodsuckers earlier, or when I got the Magmasaur eggs, because we had it on 3 times. And I could have had Magmasaurs already up if I would have stolen some eggs, and I wish I would have. No, you can, but some of it, hold on, I'll show you. If you look, some of it's super overpriced, like organic polymer and stuff like that.
Welcome to the
And you
Hexagon
can't buy hard
Exchange.
poly, but you can buy the stuff to make it. So like you can buy obsidian and paste, but even paste is 100 a piece. Not worth doing. You're better off just going out and farming chitin in the volcano, like I do, and then buying stone here and then making it yourself. But like these, for example, they're 750p. It's not worth it. We actually haven't found a good place to get rare mushrooms or flowers yet on the map. Nobody's figured that out yet, so we're still working on that. I'm sure there's something somewhere. But like whenever you first start, if you can find a good way to farm hexagons early, like if you want to build in the snow, farm hexagons elsewhere, spawn in the snow, spawn everything you need in to make a bench, and then build yourself some fur right away before you even get any mounts. And then you can spawn in an entire base, because it's only 100 is 65. So if you have like 50,000 hexagons saved up, you can spawn in a base as big as my, what's it called? Lava base. Yeah, right now that's the only stuff you can buy. Eventually they might add more, but they made it where you can only buy certain things, because there's no point in making it to where you can buy hard poly and stuff like that, because if you need hard poly, you're gonna have a more efficient way of farming it than just doing mini games and buying it. But most people down the road, all of their hexagons are gonna be going into those loot crates, because there are no drops on this map. The only ways to get new blueprints or pre-made saddles or anything like that is either by doing the quest or trading in the hexagons you get from the quest for the loot crates. And I believe, like for example, if you kill like Motor, it's the underwater boss, you get a bunch of good stuff from her too. So. Yeah. Like right now, the hardest thing to get is actually bees. Like to go tame a bee is a pain, because they only spawn up in the trees that Bloodstalkers spawn in, and they're up in the trees, which is a pain, because taming a bee whenever it's on the ground is irritating enough, even if you have kibble. If you have to... So it's a quest, it's like a mini boss. So like there's actually a giant lava version. According to the code, we don't know what it is yet. We assume it's from one of the quests. So the dragon that you fight on the island, there's a giant lava version of the dragon somewhere on the map, but it's not like you can't just go out and see it. I think you have to start a quest to find it. We just know it's in the code because Syntac put it in a video. You cannot buy honey, no. The only way to get honey is, your best bet is to go get a bear, cryo it, go get up in one of those trees, but you can stand on the branches where the hives are, and use the bear to break that nest. And just make sure you have a tribe mate below you that killed everything, and get a tent ready to set up. That way you can throw a tent around the queen whenever it lands. Which we need to do, because we're going to need it for the kibble farm. I wish you could buy honey, but any money says if you could buy honey, it would be at least 1,000 apiece. Because if you could buy honey, people would just be knocking out Megatherians, and then whenever it's ready to be fed, spawning in the honey to tame it. Same with dire bears. And that by itself would make the game too easy starting, if you can just go get a 150 Megatherian right off the bat. Granted, the Megatherians and the dire bears spawn right next to a bunch of sheep spawns, so you can still maintain the stupid things. No. So I found a lot of high-level Bloodstalkers. I found a 150 trike that I tamed, a lava trike. There's a bunch of 150 bassies running around. I think it's about the same as, not quite at Velgaro level, but it's a happy mix between like the island and Velgaro. Do you know what? I want to teleport from the small island over there. In case my Bloodstocker doesn't come with me, I can come back and get it. Because every so often I'll teleport and my Bloodstocker won't come with me. Or did I go to the wrong one? I came from that one. I agree. My least favorite is the island. Like, I love the island with a passion. Like, I really do love the island, but you can't actually... Hold on a second. Is that... No. I need to go that way. So you know what I could do? I'm right beside my house. I'm just gonna teleport down here, but that way if it doesn't come, I can come to my bed and get it. Yeah, so this is where we have this covered. I don't have much built in here though. Oh, there's plenty of Ogres. It's like ab. They're just everywhere. You know what? Do I have a cryopod over here? It's funny, like, this is the first place I found that I started building in, and I haven't actually done anything here. I just got started here, and then I moved elsewhere. Look at that. We got a cryopod. Anything else I want? We're gonna take this metal. And let's take this oil. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so I got everything. Yep, I agree. Where you at?
Coordinates locked. Time to teleport.
Yeah, there are gas bags on this map too. They're up on the moon. As far as streaming goes, I'll definitely be starting another stream later. I'll be ending this one probably in about 12 minutes. I try not to let them go for 2 hours, and then I'm going to be going out taping more kibble dinos, which most people don't want to see. But if you subscribe or like, you'll be able to see if I throw out any more streams. Plus, it'll help me slowly boost this channel up because it's a new channel.
Here we are, right on
crap.
target.
There's a Magmasaur right next to me. That's never happened here before. Ooh, somebody must have lured it over there. What level is that thing? Thank God it didn't see me. Level 50. Oh, that's the same one that was attacking my base earlier. How did it get way over here? Oh, there's a... Hey, I'll show you what a Basilisk looks like, actually. This is what the Basilisk looks like. Come here, buddy. I don't want to get too close, but they're a little bit darker. But they don't have like a really, really good variant to them. They're basically just black, red, but they don't glow like the ab ones. I'm in Central Standard Time. Another basilisk right outside my base. Awesome. There's an aloe. And there's a magmasaur inside my gate. How is that even possible? I have so many foundations now that should not be possible. I'm gonna need more foundations, I guess. Like even over here, I don't understand how the magmasaurs keep irritating. I logged on one that actually spawned inside of my building, and I don't know if it's just a bug or what it is, but it's really irritating. Stupid thing. I hate whenever it does this. Stop. Yeah, there we go. That's a 190. That thing would destroy my whole base if it saw me. I just don't understand how they're getting in. I might have to cut my losses and build somewhere else, and I don't want to do that. Thanks, man. You have a good one.